You know how we always say, like, when you're asleep, you don't know. When you're blind, you don't know. It's like you just know what you know. I've described it as like, it's like you're upside down. You think hot's cold and cold's hot. So when you get flipped back upright, when your eyes are opened, when you're realigned, when you're connected once more, everything is wonky. You were used to hot being cold and cold being hot. You were used to not seeing in color. You were used to, like, there's so many things, right? And so it's like, oh my God, this is blissful. I finally feel right? Like you finally feel, but at the same time, your mind is blown and you're still a little like wobbly or confused because it's wacky. And it's like, how could I not have? Right? Like this is what happens when we go on and offline. But when you can really see, oh God, they've explained it in different ways, and I'm trying to think of how they've explained it in the past, but let's just do it this way. It's like you start flying only to get snagged out of the air and pulled back down. And it's almost like a tease or like a taste tester. Like you get to enjoy it. So you remember, and hopefully you remember this time. Because now that you're awake and now you know hot's hot and cold's cold, you're going to get this smack of your life for forgetting and being asleep all that time and accumulating all that karma and all that harm you did when you didn't clean up your wound. So it can almost seem cruel or mean, and it's like it's not. It's like the reason you fell asleep so long last time was because you didn't learn the lessons. And so then you accumulated all that karma. And when we were telling you that cold was hot and hot was cold, you couldn't hear and you didn't care and you liked it the way you liked it. You liked hot being cold and cold being hot. That's what you knew. And so nobody could tell you. So it's like until your eyes are opened, a spanking won't do anything. You like the spanking, right? You're actually encouraging it. You're asking for more of it because you keep dishonoring yourself. You keep getting away from yourself. It's dishonoring yourself, like you're not loving yourself. And so you're doing all this stuff against yourself. So when you wake up and recognize what you've done, you still have to pay. But it's not still have to pay. It's like, yeah, you have to pay now, motherfucker. You did all that. But you couldn't see you did all that no matter how loud I screamed. Now you can see. Now you need to pay. Just because you can see and you transform doesn't mean you don't pay. And it's not to be cruel. It's almost like, it's like almost in the hopes that this time you will remember. The punishment will be so severe. You won't do that again. And this is the idea of like, the sooner you can wake up, the sooner you can start understanding what it really means to love yourself, to treat your life as so precious, versus letting other people convince you that their lives are more precious and you need to kowtow to them. But no, you treat yourself as precious and love yourself so fully and completely. It'll ooze out of you, and you, of course, will be kind to others. But there's a difference, and you need to know it. And it's like the sooner you can do that, the sooner you can have an entire life that is so amazingly blissful. But some of us don't get it until so much later in life. I mean, some people don't get it until the day they die. The day they die. It's beautiful. It's awesome that it's for their soul. Ultimately, it's always for your soul, right? So it's like, it's okay if you're on your deathbed and you're just getting it and it's all clicking up. You are going to be so fucking grateful that you got it before you went out in your next lifetime. Honest to God, you're going to be so fucking grateful that you got it before you went out. But again, when you get it, you get it. When you don't, and you say you do, it's just lip service, and it's just, you can say it all you want. It doesn't hold weight. And so it's like you don't have to prove it to any human. It's not about that. It's not. But when you know, you know. And that's such an annoying thing to hear, isn't it? But it's the truth. And yeah, it really is like the sooner you can wake up, the sooner you can love yourself, the sooner you can recognize yourself, accept yourself, see the patterns. If you don't like them, break them. If you don't know how, figure it out. If you don't know how to figure it out, there are 412 gajillion programs of people who swear they can help you. Start doing anything that calls to you. Maybe it's just yoga. Maybe it's breath class. Maybe it's going to your chiropractor. Maybe it's an entire program that talks exactly about that, and they have a step-by-step. Do anything that'll start to get you in the right direction, and then you'll decide, this program sucks, I can't stand it. This is fantastic, I love it. But keep going. Don't stop at what you think is the end point, because there is no end point. And I promise you, there's always more and better you can do to love you. And so the sooner you can really get that, and again, it's so much different than this media garbage you hear and see, the so much more grateful you're going to be to yourself for loving yourself and taking the time to figure it out, so that you have so many more years in bliss. Because there's a lot of people who don't. There's a lot of people who don't wake up until much, much later in life. And you hear people say, oh, I wish I knew, or I wish I whatever. I'm talking about even deeper than that. So figure it out sooner than later. Stop putting any group, any buddies, any pals, anything people tell you you should do. Why don't you love this? No, tune them all out. What do you love? What lights you up? What excites you? What sends you to the moon and back? What just has you bouncing off the walls? Whatever it is, do it and do more of it and discover why, and so on and so forth. Keep going down those rabbit holes. And if you're the weirdo, be the fucking weirdo. I know people hear that. I'm telling you, it is actually your way out. It's your actual answer. It's that unique thing that you hate that you need to turn in love. It is actually the thing that is likely going to set you free. It's funny how it works that way, isn't it? Oh. Some of us resist it. Some of us try too hard to see it. We do all types of funny stuff. And God doesn't care. He doesn't even care if it takes you years trying to figure it out, twisting yourself into pretzels. It's like that's all part of the journey. That's all part of the excitement. But as long as you're loving you, discovering you, realizing you, analyzing you, taking a look at you, right? It's like it's worth examining your patterns, your life, what you want, where you're headed based on what you're doing, right? We can do like really obvious examples. You have teenagers that are out there doing drugs, hanging out, partying because they want to look cool, part of the in crowd, or maybe they have an awful, awful home life and they want to numb out the pain, whatever the reason is, because there's millions of them. Where do you think that kid's going to likely end up? And if he could hear this message and be like, fuck, I don't want to be the loser drug addict who's strung out and dies of suicide in his 20s, right? Like, fuck, who the fuck wants that? That kid didn't set out to do that. He probably had a really shitty or hard home life that led him to that to begin with. So he's like, are you fucking kidding me? So I went from one hell pot to the next hell pot, right? Like, can I catch a break? You sure can as soon as you start loving you. But you have to love you, and you can't let up on that. You can't give up on yourself. That's what people do, is we give up on ourselves. So that same example, the kid starts doing better, but it's hard because now he has to change his patterns. He has to change what he was familiar with. He was familiar with getting strung out, or he was familiar with doing things that weren't honoring him or loving him. And now he has to do things that do honor him and love him, but that's hard because it's a change. He's going to have new patterns, new routines, new rhythms. He's going to have to say no to the things he automatically said yes before. He didn't even say yes. He just did them. And now he has to stop. He has to be present. He has to pay attention. He has to decide. He has to think on his own. He now has to think on his own and choose, do I really want to keep doing these drugs? And where is it going to lead me? Where am I headed if I keep this up? Do I want to keep drinking and ruining my brain before it's even developed? Where is that going to lead me? Right, we have to ask ourselves the right questions. And the younger we can do it, the better off we are, because the sooner you can wake up. And then you're going to get hit with the karma of not loving yourself sooner. It's just the reality. It's the facts of it. But again, it's so fucked up to say it like that, but it is in your favor. You're getting this spankings to serve you. It is, because you're going to fucking remember that beating. And if you got that beating at such a young age, and when you haven't imagine if you kept on that path and you didn't wake up until your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And then one day you wake up. Imagine that. That person likely will not get out unscathed and be able to actually benefit from the choice they made in this lifetime, right? Like somebody in their 70s who just wakes up to the asshole they really are has so much karma to eat through because it took them that long to love themselves, to honor themselves, to reconnect and reunite with themselves. They get that hit of bliss. They start flying high only to get smacked and snatched right out of the air again in realization of, no, motherfucker, here is your bill. You owe a lot. Let's get started. But it's good in the sense that their next lifetime is going to be so much better. So their end of times here is going to thank them for finally fucking waking up. But are they going to be able to have a blissful life from that point on? Probably not. Probably not. Not if they were seriously accumulating a horrific karma all that time prior. But again, is it worth it? Yeah, because if they're like, fuck it, and give up on themselves again, next lifetime, they're probably going to be dead asleep even longer. So they might not wake up the next lifetime until 80-something, right? Like, it's like they're never, ever going to get out of it. It's like, that's why it's like, suck it up, buttercup. Like, at some point it has to come where it's like, do you love yourself at all? Yeah, it sucks that you have to pay your dues. But it sucked for all those people, too, that you bumped into and bled all over. Right? Like, it's at some point you have to wake up to all that stuff. And so you can choose to do such by making the effort to figure yourself out, to start to understand yourself, love yourself, see your patterns. And the sooner we do, it's in our favor. So it sounds funny, right? Like, the sooner you do, the sooner you're going to get your spanking. But it's also like to get your spanking over with and then go live your life. If you keep running from your spanking, now you're in your 20s. Now you're in your 30s. Now you're in your 40s. Now you're in your 50s. Now you're in your 60s. Do you understand the wallop that comes? Apparently not. Or you've been so fucking scared. You've been running so far. But in that fear, you're knocking so many people out of the way and dripping blood all over them. The wallop that's coming. But it was your choice. It's always you. It starts and ends with us. We have no one to blame but ourselves. So the sooner you can, I was going to say wrestle your mind to the ground, but you don't want to look at it like that. It's more just you want to understand. You want to be able to master your mind. You want to see what's going on so you can be in charge. You can unlock everything within. But, you know, and I also think the sooner the better from my own experience of knowing that the later the harder, in that it's the mentality of it's hard to teach old dogs new tricks. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's truthful in the sense that the longer we say something, we make it a belief, and the more we believe it and cement it in for a longer amount of time, the longer it gets cemented in. Do you see what I'm saying? Where if it's You've only lived so much life, and you've only told yourself those lies and bullshit for so long. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard no matter when you wake up. It's hard no matter when you realize you're lying to yourself and untangle all that stuff. But don't you think it would be easier if you've only lied to yourself for 10 years versus 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? It's like it keeps getting hammered deeper and deeper into the subconscious mind, or into your wiring, or down into the grave, or however you want to say it or visualize it. We're just making the challenge more challenging for ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves. So it's like, oh shit, where am I not loving myself? Where am I putting others ahead of me? Where am I allowing them to control me? And what is it that, like, why am I doing that? What am I afraid of? That they won't like me? That I won't belong? That blah, blah, blah. Figure it out. And you might have 400 of them. Well, get started. Get started. The sooner you get started, the better off you'll be. And I'm not lying to you. It's going to be hard. There's going to be, right? Like, but if you've been listening since the beginning, I hope you get all this by now. But this has been coming up again, and I think it's just because there's always waves of us waking up. So then you feel that wake up, but then you also feel that frustration of, oh, finally it clicks, and it's like you feel like set free, and it feels so blissful, and you do feel fabulous, and then you get snatched right out of the sky, and you're like, who the fuck did that? What happened? Where did I go? Who set that trap? What's happening? Right? And it's like, I just want to be honest with you with that. So it's like, so you're not so shocked, but more than that, so you don't give up on yourself. Because that's what I think happens. I think that's what happens more often than not, is people don't understand what's happening. What's happening is your higher self is like, I'm so glad you are awake now and you're aligned and you know how good it can feel. And I want us to be flying high, and I want us to be flying high for longer and forever. And so that means you truly need to understand this. You can't just click and wake up and think, oh, I don't know the universe dead. I don't have to balance out the scales. I don't have to pay my dues. No, that's not how it works. Everything is give and take here. Everything has to be in balance. It always comes back around. It's what it is. It's just the reality of these. It's the laws, it's what it is. And so it's like, as long as you understand that, it can help you too. It can help you on many, many levels. In other words, I'm not telling it to scare you. I'm telling it, and I'm not telling it to forewarn you. It's like, now that you're aware of that, it's like, one, hopefully you'll hear this and be like, I better fucking wake up right now. We better figure out right now who needs to go, who needs to stay, what I need to do, when, where, what's happening here. What am I afraid of? Send them my way. I'll pop these fucking illusions and figure this shit out, right? Wake up. Two, knowing when I wake up that can happen, right? Like, depending on where I was at, or what I was doing, or what I was thinking, or what I was saying, or whatever, I am going to get that reminder that, or it can feel like a test or a lesson. It's just to show us, okay, I totally get that. And I need to up my default setting, right? It's like you want your default setting to be as high as possible so that you stay as closely connected to you as possible. So that you've already been down to the depths of hell and you've already acknowledged, don't like it. Nope, don't like it here. Nope, this is no good. Thanks so much for the offer and suggestion. I'm good. Not my cup of tea. I'm going to head on up, right? And so you want to keep lifting that up. But all of that takes conscious effort, awareness, choosing you over and over again. And it does feel like tests that the universe will continuously give you, saying, will you accept this? And you can be so wobbly and confused at that point, and you still don't know up from down. You're like, are you suggesting I should? No, I'm asking, do you want this? No, this is shit. Great. Glad you said no. Move along. Here's better. You want this? No, this is shit. Oh, okay. Well, let me give you better, right? But you have to know, because sometimes people start to get scared. Oh, am I not going to get better? Am I not better? What am I not seeing in me? But that's the work to be done. You got to figure all that stuff out, and everybody has to go through it, and it's for you. It really is. It is, but fuck, I'll tell you. I know when you're going through it, sometimes it's like, I don't know who convinced who that this was for me, but I'm telling you, I do not like it. I don't like it. So, you gotta love you, and that's the default. You gotta love you over and over and over and over until you become obsessed with you, but in the most beautiful way, not in the obnoxious way. But when you're going through it, you'll learn that too. If you're coming from your south node or your north node, you're coming from your lowest or your highest, right? And you'll figure it out. You'll figure out your own language, and so on and so forth. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.